Hello and welcome to the virtual towers of Binary Arcadia, where the games go on long into the night. Thank you for joining us for another episode in our series, The Top 10 Games of All Time. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to go back and check out the proper introduction video for more information. And I hope you enjoyed this next game as much as I did. Some might say my next selection is a bit out of place. Way back when, Tabs and I had a blazing argument about games becoming interactive cutscenes. Suffice it to say, I thought it was possible, but he thought I was an idiot. He claims not to remember this, however, but apparently my idiocy stands. Interesting. At the time he had a point, but look how far we've come. Heavy Rain is almost that exact concept. Released by Quantic Dreams in 2010 for PS3, the game scores 87 out of 100 on Metacritic. Fun fact, the game was originally pitched to Microsoft, who turned their nose up at it, which opened the door to Sony. Impact. It could be argued that this is the most impactful game of our nominated 20, although I'm sure Tabs would have something to say in response. It introduced a completely new approach to storytelling in a game, the player's decision making having dramatic and sometimes tragic repercussions. Every action in this game had an appropriate reaction, be it good or bad. The game told the story of 4 characters, all playable throughout the story, and each character had their own unique story arc and had the potential to be killed off by the player. High stakes indeed. The game utilised the popular quick time event mechanic, which would prompt decisions from the player. It was like an interactive movie which immersed you in a way other games couldn't. No other devs were doing what Quantic did here, at least to the same degree, though Fahrenheit was an earlier iteration of the concept. The story dealt with mature themes such as murder and child abduction, which lends the game a grittiness you don't often see. Personal experience. I was absolutely absorbed by Heavy Rain. I couldn't stop playing. The story is gripping and my actions felt truly meaningful. The premise is a really simple one. Explore areas looking for clues, interacting with items or NPCs and make your own choices. But because of the weight of those choices, the player experience was unlike anything I'd come across before. It almost felt real. I almost felt like I had the responsibility to keep playing to seek justice for these characters. The graphics were outstanding and the rain effects were second to none. They certainly made good on the title. A consequence of the experience, however, meant that I had no motivation to replay the game to experience different branches of the story or alternative endings. My outcome belonged to me and it felt definitive. Replaying the game felt like cheapening the experience in some way, but that's just me. I also would have preferred a few more hours from the playthrough, but perhaps that's the nature of multi-branching story. A lot of the content is locked away in other eventualities. Longevity. Certainly if I went back to play today, I think it would look good and feel pretty fresh. But given how far storytelling has come in nearly 10 years, I don't think it would have quite the impact. We've been spoilt by so many other games these days. I mean, Quantic Dreams released Detroit, Becoming Human last year, which is more or less a modern day iteration of the same formula, and the graphics were on another level. I'm also not sure how popular this type of game is these days. In a market saturated with sprawling open-world sandbox games, the slower paced and linearity feel a bit old-fashioned. Let's get on to scoring. I'm going to score this an impact of 4, a personal experience of 4, and a longevity of 2, giving us a total of 10 out of 15. Well, that's another video done. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give us a like. If you didn't, a dislike. Feedback's always welcome. Remember to subscribe and click that bell for notifications. And that's another video for the archive. Stamped and completed.